Last week, I showed Super Immersive Maker 2 that had the game interacting with me in various ways. If you haven't already seen that one, go check it out and then watch this video to see how it was all done. To start off, many of these tricks use a tool in After Effects called the Roto Brush. It allows you to draw around objects in footage and then move and manipulate it in different ways. So this is what I mean in my explanations when I say that I roto brushed something. First, I acted out as if I had just gotten big, and then roto-brushed myself during that part of the footage. Then on the timeline, when the growing happens, I switched out the video with an image of the room and just the chair and overlapped the footage of me that I roto-brushed and made it bigger. I acted out as if the wind was starting to push me. Then I got a screenshot and cut out an image of me and the chair. Then at this spot, I replaced the original footage with an image of the room without me or the chair, and then inserted those images separately and animated them accordingly. And finally, I added the wind effect from some green screen footage I found on YouTube. First, I acted out the scene as if the water was coming in and then acted like I was floating in the water. Then I roto-brushed my body during the floating part. I found some water gushing footage from YouTube and added it over the top of the footage, and right at this point, I swapped the video footage with an image of the room with no chair or me, and overlapped the chair separately along with the roto-brushed footage. Then I animated myself to look like I was floating away. This started with me acting out the lava scene, then I found footage of lava pouring and also of a steady flow, so I combined the two to look like the pouring was causing the flow to rise slowly. In this, I wanted to have a layer of me fully lit and a circle that was a little more dim than the rest to be almost all dark. So I roto-brushed myself and put that on top, then just added a circle crop over a dark layer, then added an even darker layer for the rest. First, I found a green screen explosion that fit the style that I wanted for this scene and added it to the timeline where I react, and finally added in the shattered screen image to display after the explosion has started. I roto-brushed a fireball from Meowser and placed it onto the footage of me reacting, then inserted green screen burning footage and added a little screen shake when it makes contact. I found a small burning flame green screen video and placed that in the timeline right before my reaction starts, and then just did a motion effect every few frames to follow the controller as it flew up in the air and then bounced on the ground. I started with the basic explosion right before getting up and pretending I was on fire. Then I roto-brushed myself as I moved around, and there's a cool free After Effects plugin I downloaded called Saber, which has a lot of cool types of borders around edges. So I picked the fire setting, and it resulted in this. So I just removed the black, overlapped this on top of the real footage, and modified the colors of my actual self to seem a little more orange and transparent, so it looked a little more like my body was on fire. I got the object disappearing effect with the air theme green screen method, and then acted out sitting on the chair in a way so that I could remove the chair and be in a similar position and act out as if it had just disappeared. Then just combined those two clips and added the disappearing effect, and there you go. I first went and found some animated frog green screen footage. Then I got the floating magic effect from roto-brushing. Then when it hits me, I swapped out the actual footage with a screenshot of the room without me and added in the animated frog. This was very similar to the moon scene where I started in a sitting position, then removed the chair, and then acted as if the room was shaking. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching.